Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Maniac Monday. First and foremost, I hope each and every one of you had a great weekend. Hopefully you dads out there got to have a good day for yourself yesterday. Get out and maybe spend some time with the children or cook out or do whatever it is that makes you happy because, life is short as hell as is. And please do like, share, and subscribe. And I always love to tell you guys that I hope you're having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk when you're watching this. It's my little catch. I like to say it just because I like to have something familiar with each episode other than my ugly face. Something along those lines. But anyways, also before I forget, I see that we're almost at that 200 marker for as far as subscribers. I just need like 4 or 5 to go, and it would be really nice if you guys can suggest anyone to come my way. So maybe we can get that 200 marker before the end of the month. We got a little ways to go, so it gives me a little bit of time to squeak it out. Hopefully, I can do that. Oh, that'd be awesome. But anyways, let's get on to today's film. Today's is, I wouldn't call it a film, I would call it a movie because it is very corny. It possesses everything that a film would have, except for this is definitely a B or a C level film. I would say probably C level, because it's not C as in SEA, like the sea level. I mean C as in like the letter C, just to clarify that. But don't let that dissuade you from watching the movie, because it is worth the watch. I watched it last night, and then I kind of like briefly watched a couple parts of it again today. I've seen it I saw it beforehand though. This is one of those I saw when I was a kid or a teenager, I want to say, and I wasn't aware. I thought it came out in the 90s, and I wasn't aware that this one came out in 1989. So it's been a hot minute. So 31 years. It's been a while, and its age does show. It looks like an early 90s movie. I was kind of surprised to hear it just squeaked in under the 80s banner, but it looks like it was made in 91, maybe 92-ish. It's got that kind of feel to it. So keep that in mind. So if you like those kind of films, go in and check it out. It's worth the watch. Now, like I said, this one came out in 89. The cut I'm watching is rated R. Part of me doesn't understand why it's rated R, because there's no nudity. I imagine the language, and there are a couple of gory kind of scenes. One, not like gory, but a couple of scenes that I feel could probably push it a little past the boundary to make it a PG-13 type film. So I don't understand how this one got an R rating, because I've seen this one play on what is it, like Me TV or something like that on basic television, and I don't remember a single thing being cut, because it is so like TV friendly, in my opinion. This is one that you could probably watch with almost anyone. I wouldn't watch it with somebody who is going to be very judgmental of something like of this caliber. I would keep this one for open-minded people only. Like I said, this is rated R. This cut's running in at an hour and 33 minutes. I doubt there's a longer cut. I doubt there might be a shorter cut. I don't know why, because it runs at a perfect amount of time. An hour and 33 minutes. That's where I like my movies to roll at that 90 to 100 minute mark. I feel like you can get enough done in a film in that short a time without having to constantly regurgitate certain things over and over and over again to clarify the type of person that we're dealing with, whether it be a character study, a modern day horror movie, a comedy, anything of those lines. Now this one stars the late Jan Michael Vincent, who I just recently watched him in White Line Fever, which was actually a pretty fun movie. That one got a Mill Creek Blu-ray release, like maybe the end of last year, beginning of this year. I can't remember. Maybe it was just like a few months ago. That the Mill Creek stuff, I'm a little fuzzy on when those came out. I think during the holiday season we had the retro 90s look going on with those. So it shows, those movies show that you can release a Blu-ray with, I mean, granted they're not packed full of special features or anything like that, but they show that you can do a Blu-ray and have a slipcover all in one without being a ridiculously overpriced film, because they do it for less than $15. Usually, most of their stuff goes, which is kind of nice on the old pocketbook if you want to watch some really corny good stuff. There's some serious stuff amongst the retro ones, but there's some fun ones in there. I definitely highly suggest it. And plus, I like that retro VHS look. They're very fun, very cool. Remind me of being a kid. We got John Philip Law in here, Ross Hagen, Dyana Ortelli, Jessie, Dabson, Joe Pilato is in here for a short while, that we all know as Major Rhodes from Day of the Dead or the movie Effects, or he had a very brief character in Dawn of the Dead, the original George A. Romero classic. But I'm going to go ahead and show the film. It's Alienator, but he had a short spot in there as well. He's a fun little character actor. I've always been a fan of Joe Pilato. Rest in peace. And then we got the beautiful, always beautiful, one of my crushes as a kid is PJ Souls. She played Riff Randall in Rock and Roll High School, and I've been in love with her ever since. She was also in Halloween, Carrie, Stripes, just to name a few. And then she was just in like Devil's Rejects. I don't think she was in Three from Hell. She was in Devil's Rejects for sure. She had a very fun scene with Captain Spaulding in there, where he asks her, "Don't you like clowns?" One of those kind of ordeals. Who else we got? And then Teagan Clive, and this is Teagan right here. And at the time, Teagan only ran by the first name of Teagan. The last name of Clive was not attached to anything. And most of her short career, she did a few sci-fis. I recognized her mostly from. She had a very, very, very small part, like a blink and you miss it part in Armed and Dangerous with Eugene Levy and John Candy, which is an absolutely hilarious movie. If you haven't checked that one out, go give it a watch. It's worth it. It's very silly. If with Eugene Levy and John Candy, you know what you're going to expect, or at least what kind of film you're going to get with that. But, and like I said, this one was directed by Fred Olen Ray, who has done lots of other stuff. One of my favorite ones from him is Scalps, where it's about a group of kids that go to a Indian reservation to basically study and find arrowheads, alien Indian artifacts, and they become slowly becoming possessed, and off one by one they're all murdered by whatever possessed person at the time. It's a fun movie. It's super slow. That's my only beef with that movie, and it has some dull places in it. The beginning is the first 5 minutes are okay, but then you got to go through about 15-20 minutes of that one dull boringness, but it picks up. This one, by the way, it doesn't ever get slow or boring, in my opinion. I never found myself looking at picking up the remote to see how much time is left. I never picked up the phone. I was constantly enthralled with what is going on screen. And so what is this about? Or first, let me show you the release. I almost forgot. And I believe this might be going out of print from Scream / Shout Factory. but you still can get it very easily on Amazon. I think I saw it on eBay as well. But this one is very easy to still get. I think even Grindhouse Video might even carry this, or Diabolic might even carry this, because it does fall under a cult fascination, or at least for me it does. It does fall into that. But this is done by Scream/Shout Factory. It does have the Scream Factory label. It is a very bare bones release. It's got an audio commentary from Fred Olen Ray, some vintage behind the scenes footage, and then a trailer. Not a whole lot in here. As far as what we got inside, we got a standard issue pressed Blu-ray, and then we got a picture of Cole, our main villain in the film. He is the person that the Alienator is looking for and trying to destroy, because Cole's character is a very, very bad man. He basically is a prisoner on this spaceship, and he is going to be executed. And he is he finds a way to escape, and when he escapes, he ends up landing on Earth. And while he's here, he's able to basically convince these people he's not a bad person, when he actually is a really bad person. As the viewer, you know right there that he is not a good guy, because he kills somebody like at the beginning. I think he kills a couple of people at the very beginning, because there's a guy that has a really wicked mustache who looks like if Mario Brothers and Raleigh Fingers had a son together. Which, any of you guys know who Raleigh Fingers is? None of the young ones will, I bet. But all my older fans should. But he had a wicked handlebar mustache. It was one hell of a cookie duster. But there, he breaks out of this place, ends up on Earth, convinces these human beings that he's actually a good guy. They accidentally, how they come into contact with each other is they're going for a weekend getaway. That classic setup scenario that we get too often in films, which in horror, sci-fi type films, which it's a basic thing, it happens a lot, which doesn't upset me by any means. It still makes me want to watch the film, sometimes even more. But they accidentally hit him with their RV, and they gotta go. They take him to the game warden's house to basically report what happened and see if we can get the guy fixed. Because he clearly was hit, but he wasn't hit really hard by any means. It was one of those things like he bounced off of it. I think any normal person would have been okay after a few hours, or maybe even after a few minutes, because it wasn't like he got run over type ordeals. But they go to the game warden's house, fixing him up. All of a sudden, you got Jan Michael Vincent's character. He's the leader. He's the head of the spaceship that Cole's character is supposed to be put taken to the death chamber, which is a weird little like electric chair vaporizer type thing. It's kind of fun, kind of hokey, but it works. But Jan Michael Vincent's the lead of this space colony up and on this spaceship. He sends the Alienator, which is played by Teagan Clive, to Earth to track him down and to destroy him. Very, very basic setup. It totally works. It's almost like a 50s or 60s bad sci-fi, with a little more scantily clad villain, which, yeah, you get to see the beefy broad wearing close to nothing. She has this strange little outfit which has these weird little cups over the boobs, and she's wearing like a bikini type looking thing underneath it. It's quite an interesting look. Now, as far as anything else, I want to give the alien has a really cool hand laser. It does some silly little laser effects where it's blowing stuff up, and the whole time Cole's character, spelled Kol, is basically trying to convince them even more that this creature is no good and they gotta take it out. Most of them are just in defense mode and they're just trying to defend the fort, and they don't want Teagan Clark's character to come rolling in, which I understand because she's a very intimidating character, and being that you don't understand what's really going on, it makes more sense why they panicked so easily. But fun laser beams, okay story, no nudity, which is a bummer. I would have loved to see a couple of boobies here and there. Even if you would have had to give us the beefy Teagan, they would have at least, it would have at least, I feel, make it worth that R rating, because it does not earn it. It is a PG-13 by my standards. As far as any kind of ratings on the technical side goes, this thing's kind of a mess when it comes to the story a little bit. I mean, it's effective, but it gets jumbled, and there's stuff that's like, it feels like they were planning much more for this, but they either the budget they couldn't afford it with the budget, or B, they were unable to do that kind of filming at the time, or C, the time constraints. Sometimes that happens as well. And whatever cast and crew that you can scrape together, so for some of these scenes, because everything costs money and time. So I'm going to give this thing a 3 out of 5 as far as the technical side goes. It's almost a 2. That's like, it pushes itself just past it, in my opinion, because you got some fun characters in here. The game warden's he's an interesting character. You got a couple of girls in there and a couple of guys. You got a goofy looking like nerdy type kid, kind of like me. He has glasses and just a bookie worm type person, one of those. And then there is like a macho man. He's a fun character. I liked his character. He's one that gets instigated very easily by the Cole character, I've noticed. As far as an entertainment side goes, this thing's a 3 as well. This is definitely a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 type movie. Excuse me, I keep wanting to say film, but this is a movie. But do check it out. It's highly worth the watch. I think it is pretty, like I said, it's pretty easy to track down. I ordered this like a week ago, and I've already gotten it and watched it, if that shows you how readily available it is. And I paid less than $20 for it with shipping. Alright guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got some stuff I need to do. Look out for all week for Alien on Earth Week. It is one that I have some fun movies planned for you. Some new ones to me and some old ones to me. Peace.